Hi, in today's home exercise tutorial we are going to go over an exercise progression working the hip muscles. We're going to use this device. It's called a Core Max. I'll put a picture right up here so you can see what that looks like a little bit closer up. The reason I'm using this device today is I've been following a thread on Facebook, and some people who are in a stroke group that I follow were talking about this, saying that they have one, and it's a piece of equipment that I really like, that's cheap. You can buy it on Amazon. I will have a direct product link in the description section below. I am an affiliate member of Amazon, so I do get a small percentage if you use the direct link that I've provided below. What we're going to do today is I'm going to show you a couple of different exercises that aren't necessarily in the picture or the booklet that you get with it. And for right now, we're going to go over a hip movement to extend the hip, which is really important when you are standing and walking. So you're going to start with your involved leg, the leg affected by your stroke, up on one of these. These are two separate foot pedals, or I'm using them as foot pedals right now. Remember, everything we do in stroke recovery is we want to encourage use of the leg affected by the stroke and discourage use of your stronger leg. So you're just going to put the one leg up there, and if you need a little bit of help, go ahead and put your hands on your knee. Take your involved hand and put it down first, and then put your other hand on top of it, and that's a great way to also involve your arm in this activity. And then you're just going to push down. And then you are just going to push down, try and push it all the way to the ground. And then you don't want to lift your leg up, but you just want to let it relax and let the resistance, or let the machine itself bring your leg back up to the starting position. So one thing that's really important when relearning how to move your leg after a stroke or a brain injury is there's two phases in walking. There is a contraction phase where the muscles actually have to be engaged, and then there's also a relaxed phase where the muscles have to relax, and you're constantly, each muscle group is constantly switching from an activation phase to a relaxed phase state, or an activation state to a relaxed state. So here you're going to want to push down, and then you do want to let it relax. Don't pull it up, let it relax, and let the machine bring it back up. That's helping your body and your leg to also learn how to transition from that active state to that relaxed state. You're going to push it all the way down. You can see it slides just a little bit. One thing you want to be aware of is you don't want it to shoot out. If it's shooting out like that, that means that you are using your quadriceps muscles. You don't really need to really understand that as much as we're trying to isolate just the glute muscles, so just the hip muscles. So if it's shooting out like that, you want to think more pushing straight down. Even if you have to lean on the leg a little bit, you don't want to let it push out like that, because again, that's using your quadricep muscles, and that's not using the muscle that we're trying to isolate during this activity. The more over the top of your foot you are, the better, because that'll discourage use of that quadricep muscle and encourage more use of that glute muscle, which is what we're trying to do. Now, little side note, if you do have an AFO, you definitely want to wear your AFO. One thing that we're also always doing in a lot of the videos that I show is we're trying to break up what they call like spasticity patterns. So after a stroke, groups of muscles have a tendency to work together, and that's not always beneficial to getting good quality movement back. So we're trying to break up some of those patterns, and one of those patterns is the foot likes to point when you push the leg down. So to discourage that foot from pointing, you definitely want to wear your AFO. So that is progression number one. So if you're wondering why I had 3 stools here, we are actually working a progression. We started on the lowest stool because that was going to be the easiest position to get those glutes to engage. And then also we're trying to work towards a standing position, so that's why we're coming up a little bit higher each time. As you move to a higher surface, make sure that you have the chairs leaning up against something. You have to get more to the edge of the chair, the higher the chair, and so there's a tendency for that chair to scoot out from behind you. So make sure that you have those stools up against a wall or something solid so that the chair cannot scoot out from underneath you. And then you're going to do the same thing again, using your hands, keeping your chest up, just using your hands, pushing down. Then once you get good at that, you can take those hands off of there and just try and use the muscles to push down. And you're going to push down again. Now, as you get to this higher surface, it's actually going to be easier to push down, but it's going to be harder to let the leg come back up. So as you get to a higher surface, you really want to make sure you're letting the core max bring your leg all the way back up. So as high as it can go until it stops moving. You don't want to lift it up, but you want to let that core max bring your leg all the way back up. So you're going to push down. Remember, like I said at the beginning, we're trying to also teach the leg how to transition between pushing and relaxing. So you want to push, and then you want to learn how to relax the leg and just let the machine bring the leg back up. And so then the next progression in this, we're actually going to take that activity to standing. So you're going to be standing up, then you're going to put your involved leg up on top for this first one. You want to be able to hold on to something, so if you have a counter or something you can hold on to, that would work. A sink works well because you can actually grab onto the ledge of the sink, and then you're just going to push down and you're going to let it come back up. You're going to push down, let it come back up. So this is the involved leg. So this is the leg that was affected by the stroke. So you're going to push down, which should be pretty easy. The hard part's going to be relaxing that leg to come back up. So just like I had described earlier, we're trying to transition from an active state to a relaxed state, which is really important when you're walking. Now you're going to switch legs on this next one, and you're going to take your leg that was affected by the stroke and put it somewhat towards the middle of the core max, kind of in between the two pedals, and you're going to pick your uninvolved leg up now and put that one on top. Now make sure for this one you have to have pretty good standing control in your leg that was affected by the stroke. Again, as I've said previously, definitely wear your AFO. Definitely have someone with you the first time you do this, just for safety, and definitely make sure that you have the ability and the strength to stand on your leg that was affected by the stroke. And then you're going to put your other leg on here. Now for this one, the hard part is going to be to lift it up. The more you lift this leg up, the more weight is going to go over to your leg that was affected by your stroke. So you're going to push it down and you're going to let it come back up. Now a couple of issues that some people have after a stroke in this leg is, one, their knee pops back. So if that is you and you have a tendency for your knee to pop back, really make sure that there's a slight bend in this knee, even if you can't bring this leg up as high. The higher you bring the leg up, the more the knee's going to want to pop back. So work within a range where you can successfully do this and not have that knee pop back. So it might just be something as small as this, where you can still keep this knee unlocked. Okay, the other issue that some people have is their leg and their hip their foot turns out. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep the weight more to the inside of your foot and you keep your knee pointing forward. That will help to prevent that foot from rolling out. And again, quality is really important. So if the foot's rolling out, just don't come up as high. Just work in a smaller range. And definitely hold on. That will definitely help. That will definitely help to get that quality of movement that you're looking for. So definitely hold on and make sure that that knee is pointing forward. right? And then you can get a little bit creative with this as well. Sometimes I have people turn sideways. And if this is your stroke leg and your knee is unlocked, I have them cross over and push down. So I hope you found this video series or this progression of exercises helpful. I love your comments. I love the ideas that I get from you guys when you leave comments or you message me. I love it when you share these videos and you like these videos. It really motivates me and inspires me to continuing to work hard to put out good videos that you guys can benefit from. So definitely please subscribe if you haven't subscribed so that you can get notifications when I post new videos. And I really appreciate you guys watching, and keep the comments coming, and good luck with this exercise, and until next time, have a good day.